I see the smartest thing about life is understanding that if you want to invite someone to somewhere, then make sure that you give them the most horrifying stories of life to test them in a way that you want to see exactly what's happening with them in terms of the man invites of what you have. So always do better. Or else if you give them the most terrifying stories and they're afraid of you, then they never deserve you. But if you give them the most terrifying stories about you and they love you, and they want to be with you, then they deserve you. I just said this to a woman because I'm such a joke in terms of a smart ass. I said to her, I see this shark is my friend, though, so he needs to be a individual who needs to be in a better position to go on the roller coaster. So I place him on that thing and run away. I mean, just what fucking conversation is this, man? I mean, every single day you must understand. So if you're really, really focusing on your story with yourself, I mean, that's the most funniest conversation I've ever had in my life. But guess what? Approach every single day. Just understand how it feels. You just go and really, really understand how to go and grow yourself in different ways. Just going and talking about something in a different way, and you're understanding how that goes. And guess what happens? I mean, you're just winning always. I mean, you're winning why? Because you never need them in the first place. But if you're always cracking your brain, never crack your brain. Never crack anything. I never do crack cocaine and stuff like that, because that way you understand straight away that crack cocaine is something that really ruins your teeth, and it also does ruin health people, and Jesus Christ never does crack cocaine. So guys, if there's too much bright light around you, then just go and shade someone, just like Gary Vaynerchuk. Because I understand that he has no communicational skills to tell the people in a way of words to dim the light, so he just goes and runs in the shade. Makes sense? So just go run in the shade as well, because that way you're getting away from the light, but making sure that you are the light. Because that way Jesus Christ understands that you must understand straight away Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is the light of the world. Because he said, I'm the light and I'm the way. And that's what you need to be also. So you be Jesus Christ. See, what's important, guys, is making sure that you're tackling information all day long and making sure that you're leading people into La La Land. I'm going to go bring them to La La Land somewhere, and they're going to take it seriously, and then be serious about La La Land. And when you're saying that, yeah, I mean, there's a nice and beautiful spinach on the rainbow over there, and I went to talk to him, and the spinach is saying, fuck off. And guess what? I said to him, never talk to her that way. I mean, understand? And then guess what? When the woman says, I mean, what are you on about? I mean, understand? But the thing is, it's more, the spinach was saying something about the fucking wagon over there. I mean, which wagon are you talking about? When the wagon over there behind the cowboy over there. And she's going, where? I mean, there's a cowboy over there and there's a fucking horse behind the rack over there. Where the fuck is the rack? And the rack is the fucking town over there. There's a fucking town and a fucking city behind that. I mean, what fucking city? I mean, the city of fucking Kazakhstan. I mean, it's over there, man. When you want to go there, I mean, guess I'm being fucking over there, man. I mean, something over there. I mean, that's it. We go over there, and guess what? Moshe, she says, hey, when you want to take me to Kazakhstan, Moshe, I said, well, no, I'm having 5. I said, Borat. I mean, I said, so, I mean, guess what? I mean, we're talking about something around here. And if you're talking about life, then that's what you do. And you just go and lead people in a different direction. Or if you lead people in a different direction, you go Jesus Christ only. And that way you're doing better. Because that's the only different way. See, also what you guys can do is you can pour some nice and beautiful soup onto the rice in your saucepan. And then in the saucepan you have the soup on top of the rice and you can eat it. I see the reason is making sure that you can go and do a better job for yourself. And that's the whole point, guys, and making sure that you can go and study upon helping yourself to succeed quicker and quicker and quicker is the whole point, yeah? I mean, go and succeed quick. But if you're succeeding quickly, then go invest your time in someone better always. And that way you understand straight away how to go and do a greater job for yourself. Because there's always something better than what you want. I mean, you guys have to understand that. You guys have to understand there's always something better than what you want. But what you want in life is a greater way of life, I promise you. So be able to get yourself a great way of life today. And that way you're learning what you need to do to succeed. And that's how you actually grow yourself. Make sure anyway that what I want to do is I want to be able to tackle the information daily And I want to be able to go into my Mega Drive over here and lead myself with words totally. But what I want to do now is I want to go and just be able to go and undress. I want to be able to undress, and that way I'm understanding anyway. So what I do first is I go and let it be now. I make sure that no matter what, I can just eat a bit more. I can go and talk about something. I can go and really live my life in a different way. I go and listen to Ozonify a bit. I go write out some material here and there. I listen to some different topics of whatever it is. I focus upon loving my life differently, and I just go and do a great job because that's how I live life. I see, so for myself over here at my biological dads, I want to be indoors when uploading anything to Wi-Fi with this nice beautiful technology here and Wi-Fi, so I never have to start my loading process ever again. And that's what I do with all free Wi-Fi now. I make sure I never leave the actual accommodation unless using my own personal Wi-Fi. And that way I'm understanding straight away how to do a great job. Because now I never have to load the process again. I can just continue and continue and continue. So guys, just because you talk to somebody with words never means you have to go with them anywhere. In a sense, so make sure you never fall in love because somebody's giving you words. I mean, fall in love with your words only. And that way you're doing much greater. Because when you fall in love with your words only, then you're learning something that's much more appropriate, which is you. And what I do now is I'm focusing on understanding that, since I'm actually understanding how I'm breaking up my communication here, I'm never breaking my communication in the long run. But I'm focusing on just talking now in a different manner. I'm talking differently all the time. Making sure I'm doing something different. I can pack up now. I can do something different for myself. And I focus on helping myself to just eat a bit more. And just be able to go and see with the rubbish bin over here. I can let it be for now. But the thing is, every single day, just focus on making sure that sometimes you can place the rubbish right next to the rubbish. So you can go and chuck the rubbish very soon. All the time, so you can always chuck the rubbish as soon as possible, so you always have a cleaner room for yourself, and make sure that no matter what, you're using everything that you can to succeed differently, and that way you're moving up in a better direction, and you're focusing on flexibility. And how do you do flexibility in life? I mean, how do you guys do flexibility in life? I mean, all you do is you be flexible in everything you're doing, and just talk and talk and talk. I mean, lead yourself through words how to live life. If you understand that, then you understand life, and that's how you do it. Also, guys, just be constantly clicking your phone. I mean, every single 1 minute, just touch your phone screen, and that way it never locks itself. I mean, so my phone over here locks every 10 minutes, but I just touch the screen every single minute, or every single 1 minute, I touch the phone screen, so my phone screen stays alive, so that I can upload content, and that's why I'm understanding that it's much better for me that way, and so that I can go and write something down, so I can do a great job. I see, guys, while you're public speaking, never ever go on your knees for anything. I mean, also never go on your knees and bend over or any kind of thing like that. I mean, never bend over. I mean, just stand up straight while you're public speaking. And that's the best thing. And if you're public speaking, then make sure you go down the steps. I mean, go down the steps when you're going down to the stadium somewhere. And if you're entering with a nice and beautiful car or something into the stadium, then that's the best kind of look as well. And making sure that no matter what, if you're entering with a trolley or something like that, with a portable speaker pumping your music, then you look like a legend as well. And also making sure that you can do that for yourself if you want. And making sure every single day that if you're doing something to help yourself to succeed, then what I can do also on the day of the nice and beautiful seminar over here is I'm making sure that I want to be present, but I'm making sure that no matter what, I want to be present the whole time. And that way I'm understanding it's my seminar, and I want to be making sure that I'm playing some music inside as well. And what kind of music? I'll probably some kind of music that I made. I want to play my nice and beautiful I Should Never Kill track. And I feel that. I want to play my I Should Never Kill track, and then I'll let it be that way. And I just play that in the break times, and there's no break times at all. But I'm making sure I'm just playing that from, let's say, 12:30 to about the nice and beautiful, let's say, 1 o'clock. I'm making sure that what I do from that point is if I play music from this point, probably it's much better how I do it. And then guess what I do? Probably I talk to people here and there. Make sure it's never too loud, but just in the background somewhere. And what I do is I focus upon understanding that I want to go and grow myself differently. And then I want to be able to also understand straight away to interview people in a way that I just answer their questions. So they sit in the seats or on the table, and that way I'm understanding that as soon as I do that, it's much better for me. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm focusing on a greater life for myself. And that way I'm learning how to grow. And now if I'm learning how to grow, you must understand straight away. Now, if you're teaching people to fight at a seminar, But guess what? Probably it's much more how it is, yeah? And how you have to teach people to fight is different. But make sure you understand that if you're learning how to physically fight people, then make sure that you go and teach people how to defend themselves physically. And now make sure you understand that what's important right now, you just talk to them and that's it. If you understand straight away that anything that's combat school or something like that, that's different, yeah? Right, make sure you understand every single day it's more about talking about life and making sure that we're getting ahead of life. And that's how life coaches are always life coaches are always people life coaches are always people who understand life and understand how to teach you life. So make sure you understand that if you want to play with your food, go ahead and play with your food. If you want to play with your food, then go and play with your food. I heard some people in the actual movies over there and they say, never play with your food. They say, never play with your food. Play with the food. Play with the food. Jesus Christ plays with food. Understand? And guess what? Probably it's much more how you're feeling. To understand Jesus Christ over here is playing with food. Jesus Christ is always playing with food. How do you play with food? Just go and touch it and touch it and touch it and move it around and just move the food around a bit and enjoy it. And just play around with food. Play in life. Play something. But down there, fucking at the movies, they say never play with the food, and they say never play with food. They're teaching you to be serious around food. They're teaching you to be angry, and that's the most stupid thing. Because I never trust films, understand? But I trust the word I only. And guess what? The word I is everything. That's how I live my life. I see, guys, by 2016, I see Gary Vaynerchuk is saying that the 1% of the world is making around $400,000 per year now. And I can make $400,000 per year. I can make $400,000 per year right now. So what I'm doing is I'm building my way up. And $400,000 per year, you make that through public speaking events and events around town, and then put it into real estate, and then you're making real estate because of the money with real estate, and you're making $400,000 a year with just real estate, because you're making all these events to make real estate, and eventually the real estate gives itself the type of number of $400,000 per year, and that's how you make the money. I see how some people are certain DJs, but they're never DJs to produce their music, and they're looking at me like, oh. He's a DJ producing his own music, man. They're jealous of me, I promise you. And always talk about these people and talk about everything. The more you can, the better you are. In terms of the better you are when you're talking about everything. And that's why you're always a winner, because you're a winner who understands how to talk better. I also say, guys, never go anywhere where it's too small for you to DJ. So I understand the scary canary over here. I understand for myself to DJ there, I promise you I can do it. I promise you I can do it in that section. But the thing is, every single day, just go and really, really dwell upon making sure you go everywhere you can, as much as you can. At the start of your career, just go everywhere and DJ, as much as you can. And then eventually, you're building skills and skills and skills to get to the big events. And how you doing that? You find out along the way. But first start. First go along, and then eventually you're planning and planning and planning, and you're saying, I have to go to this event, I have to go to this event, I have to do this and this and this. And eventually, people are aware of you. And they're aware of you. So I'm not saying that no matter what, I'm focusing on understanding that Jesus Christ says, just be careful with everything that you're doing. Just understand no matter what, it's natural. And that way it makes sure that no matter what, you're doing better. I can show you the way I see, for example, with my biological family. I can see, for example, how my auntie's, let's say, husband, I understand that he never goes around on Instagram much and posting photos and stuff like this of himself. And why? He's very unaware, but since I'm understanding every single day that most people who never do that, I understand that no matter what, my biological auntie, I see that she can tell that I'm doing something nice and beautiful. But since she's going to be telling a story about me, you must understand it's more how I feel that what I'm doing is I'm doing a nice job. I'm doing a nice job for everybody. But make sure you understand that every single time you're just looking to better yourself. But every single day, focus upon understanding that the love they give you is what you want. And focus on that love. And focus on nothing else. If they're jealous of you, that's between them. But if you find out about that, perhaps if you try to talk about that, in terms of how jealous somebody may be, perhaps you must understand that you can talk about it. But I'm understanding that no matter what, over time, I feel that my actual biological auntie understands that I'm much more, let's say, speaking words than her husband. And that way, I'm much more successful, but she may never understand that. And now, is she going to understand that? Perhaps she understands that right away. Now I'm much more successful, but she never understands that how much words I'm speaking. And that's the thing, yeah? She's unaware about the words. So every single time, it just comes into success anyway. Actually, it becomes like a successful thing. But that's what I'm saying anyway, that when you have more success than other people, then every other woman finds you more attractive than their man. I mean, and that's why I'm saying it goes with the woman and men as well. I mean, if a woman's so attractive, then she's so much more successful than everybody else. And that's why she's so attractive. And the same goes with a man. I mean, so make sure you're more attractive and more successful every single day by speaking those words so you can do greater. But explain everything with yourself and explain everything every single day. But focusing on understanding that no matter what, I see people around me and I see how much they want me to go around the world traveling and playing this music. I can see it. I can see they say that I deserve it. I mean, they see I deserve to play this music around the world. Because it's just a composition to be able to do that. I'm understanding, although, that if you want to go and really, really enjoy yourself every single day, then go around the world and understand straight away how you're lifting people. And because you're lifting people all the time, and you're doing something to help yourself succeed, then you're understanding how to actually grow yourself, and that's the whole point. See guys, for example with myself, when I'm making live instrumental music, I'm making sure that with my live instrumental music, that I make every single live event or anything I have with live instrumental as much as I can. And why is that? Because it feels much greater when you do that. So it's always much more to do it for yourself. And make sure you give some money and just do it. And make sure you get all these nice and beautiful sound effects on Audio Jungle, LMI. And just go and plan your music and plan your music and talk and talk and talk. And eventually you plan more and then you do it. And that's it. That's what I'm doing. I have to talk more and then I can do it. Understand? And that's the whole point. I have to plan my life more. And to plan my life more, I have to talk more. And that's how I do my life. But I understand other people can see my events coming up and they're very much more excitement. I see excitement in these people. And I'm not saying there's over 30 of them. There's over 30 of them. I can see straight away I have more success here. And I have more than that. But I'm making sure I'm successful all the time. But since I'm successful, I'm making sure that I have more enough always to be able to recollect something that's helping me move forward. And as I move forward, I'm doing something different. I'm recollecting my future. I'm looking to understand to help myself. But I never try to interrupt anybody. I never try to interrupt them in their words. You understand? I never try to interrupt people in their speaking. But understand that you can talk over them. I mean, you can talk over people. I mean, you can totally talk over. I mean, you can always talk over people. But never try to interrupt their speaking in a way to kill their speaking or to take away their words or to interrupt their speaking in a way of never allowing them to speak. You understand? But if you're talking over them, I mean, guess what? Probably they can talk over you. I mean, you're still allowing them to speak overall. But that's the thing, yeah? I mean, just make sure that you understand to speak and listen is what we're talking about. I mean, make sure you understand if somebody's always talking over you, then make sure you have to talk over them too. And that's the way it is. I mean, never be jealous about that. I mean, just make sure that you're learning how to grow. And I feel other people are much more inspirational about me and how I make my music. Well, what I do in life is I make sure I'm successful. And I'm understanding that Sons and Brothers are with them. I'm understanding that they need to go and really, really, let's say, grow up much more. And I'm understanding that what's important with them is I'm understanding every single day that I'm looking at them. I'm understanding that no matter what, every single day, everybody needs to grow up much more so we can go and follow, and so we can follow our hearts, so we can go and do something greater every single day, and so we can go and dwell upon it that way. But I'm understanding that everybody finds me inspirational because that's who I am. That's what my being is, and that's how I live life. I just want to say, guys, if you're asking other people questions, then it's the best kind of thing that you can do. I mean, the best kind of thing in life that you can do is ask people questions overall. But guess what, the best thing that you can even do even more is answer your own questions yourself. I mean, if you have a question, answer it yourself first. I mean, instead of asking other people, try to answer it yourself. And then if you can never answer the question, then make sure that you answer it always. And then make sure that you ask Jesus Christ after yourself. I mean, first ask yourself and try to answer it. But if you need some help, then ask Jesus Christ and what Jesus Christ does about that situation. And if Jesus Christ never answers you, Jesus Christ always answers you. And you never need to ask anybody else questions except yourself and Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? And that way you're doing better. I mean, guys, you must understand. So, Gary Vaynerchuk is put on the spot here. And he's saying how he's much more better going downhill. And he never wants to celebrate life. And then guess what? Instead of asking him another question here, I'm going to just say, this is what I do, guys. I mean, this is what I do about Gary Vaynerchuk here. And now the whole fucking show is watching me. And I say, hey, Gary Vaynerchuk, I mean, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. I mean, you have to celebrate just like Jesus Christ celebrates life. I mean, does Jesus Christ go on the decline? I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk is saying he's more comfortable on the decline. I mean, yeah. I mean, does Jesus Christ go on the decline though? I mean, does Jesus Christ go on the decline today, huh? I mean, is Jesus Christ comfortable on the decline? I mean, look at Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ says, hey, I mean, in my life, I never decline in life. I mean, what's Gary Vaynerchuk on about, man? I mean, he's comfortable on the decline or something. I mean, yeah, right. I mean, guess what? I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk, I mean, come on, brother. I mean, look at Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ always celebrates life. I mean, you're saying you never want to celebrate. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you understand? I mean, put him on the spot around here. I said Jesus Christ can see this, but I'm not saying it every single day. I ask Jesus Christ to see this. But it's more how I understand that Gary Vaynerchuk is saying that he is going on a decline and he never wants to celebrate life. But I'm saying that Jesus Christ always never declines. He never goes on a decline, man. When Jesus Christ goes on the upcline of life and celebrates all the time. But Gary Vaynerchuk never wants to celebrate something because he has that DNA. I mean, he has a hard wire in that kind of regard. I mean, he has a software about that. I mean, that's just who he is. I mean, really. I mean, Jesus Christ is celebrational every single day, and that's just who he is, yeah? I mean, what's making Jesus Christ different than you, man? You know what I'm saying? But he has a hard wire. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, with Gary Vaynerchuk, that he wants to go on the decline because he's comfortable on the decline. But how you comfortable on the decline for, man? How can you be going downhill and be comfortable with that? When you understand? When Jesus Christ says, hey, I mean, lift yourself and celebrate and rejoice in Jesus Christ. But Gary Vaynerchuk says that he's comfortable on the decline, though. What are you on about, man? I mean, what are you on about? I mean, you said, but that's the thing, yeah? I mean, there's no decline here. I mean, never go in the decline. I mean, go in the upcline and go in a nice, beautiful way of celebration. You know what I'm saying? But if you go and use Jesus Christ's story with all their stories and what they're saying, then relate what they say to Jesus Christ, and then guess what? Probably they need to understand that they need to be more inspirational. And that's the whole point. See, guys, so what's important for myself over here is to just be ahead of the content. So what I want to do is I'm not saying how time's going. I mean, time's going quick. And now, since time is going quick, what did I do today? I mean, did I make content today? I mean, yes. I mean, do I regret today? Or should fuck no. I regret nothing about today. I regret nothing about what I've done today. Because I gave my best. I gave my best the whole fucking time. And how did I give my best? I'm fucking giving you content the whole time. I've been speaking on the programs all day. I've been doing something all day. I've been making sure that I do my content always in different ways. And as I do my content in different ways, I'm performing a better job. I'm looking for a better job in my life, which is always the case for myself. You understand? I mean, what does that mean to look for a better job? I mean, to look for a better life is a better job. You understand? And that way I'm looking for something that's helping me grow always. Because that's how I grow. I grow personally different than you. That's why I have to understand something. I have to go export my content here. I mean, I'm going over here and I'm just using export of UCut over here. I'm making sure I'm using the UCut application in Samsung. I'm making sure that I'm just doing a great job over here. So what I want to do is I want to just go and upload, and I just want to go and UCut my nice and beautiful video over here. I just want to make I make all my videos 480 pixel video in a high quality in UCut application. It's 480 pixels of video quality is what all my videos are now. And why is that? Because it's the most appropriate, let's say, image quality and upload time for me personally. And I just use that because I upload and it's much more time sufficient in terms of time effectiveness for myself. And I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly upon how to help myself to do a better life for myself. And that's the whole point where I'm learning how to grow. I'm learning how to go and do life greater and greater. But as I understand something about life, I realize as soon as somebody listens to my music at once, in terms of just one go, and you listen to all of it at once, then you understand straight away how inspirational you can be. And my music turns you inspirational. I straight away understand when I listen to my music, I never need a cigarette. I never smoke a cigarette. And I make sure that no matter what, I was a smoker before, but I'm never a smoker now. And that's the whole thing, yeah? And the whole thing is expanding myself differently. And I have to talk and talk and talk to the point of doing. And I have to talk so much more to be able to do more. And that's it. I have to be able to get ahead of the content. I have to be able to get ahead of you. I have to get ahead of everybody in terms of talking. I have to talk so much every single day to perform a greater way of life. And why? I mean, why do you want to perform greater in life? I mean, why do you want to be a better individual? I mean, why do you want to perform a greater way of life? I mean, why not? I mean, why not be the best version of yourself? I mean, why not make sure that you have everything you ever need in life? I mean, why not make sure that you never have to work a 9-to-5 job? Because those people who have to work a 9-to-5 job have to be away from their wife and kids as well. You understand? And that's the worst, yeah? I mean, guess what? I promise you, the best thing you can do is to be away from everything and just be with yourself. I promise you. Which the best thing you can do is just be with yourself in life. I mean, that's the best thing for you. So, are you losing if you go to a 9-to-5 job and that you're away from your family and friends and everything? Well, you're not. I mean, you're never fucking losing when you're with yourself. I mean, fucking, I see many people complaining over there that going to a 9-to-5 job and they're fucking saying how they're missing out on family time with other people. I mean, why do you want to be with other people for? I mean, be with yourself only. I mean, Jesus Christ told you already. I mean, Jesus Christ said the single road is the best road. And the single road is the best road. When they're fucking complaining about never being with family. When Jesus Christ never complains about being alone. I mean, why are you complaining to be alone for? I mean, go be alone. I mean, go be single. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, you never need to hold your wife's hand fucking 24/7. You never need to fucking hold your kids' hands fucking 24/7 either. You understand? And never fucking complain about anything. But try to never work the 9-to-5 job as much as you can. But never fucking complain about the 9-to-5 job if they fucking make you work a 9-to-5 job. You understand? I mean, never fucking work the 9-to-5 job in the first place. I mean, try to understand straight away to book a nice and beautiful information party for yourself where you can give fucking content on the day. And you can fucking get ahead of the game. And when you get ahead of the game, because you're a life coach and because you can do something to help people, then guess what happens? First then you have more appreciation because you're fucking much more somebody now. You're able to do something to help people. Because you're able to help people, you're learning very quickly upon what you can do. That's the whole point, yeah? And the whole point is making sure that you can succeed. But once you succeed, you have everything you ever need, man. I mean, succeed so much that other people want you around. I mean, you have to find value with yourself. I mean, you have to accept yourself. And accept who you are. And the thing the thing about that is learning how to talk with yourself and other people. Well, I promise you, if you can talk with yourself and other people every single day, then focus on making sure that no matter what, that you're learning always what you need to do. But if you're learning always what you need to do, you're making sure that you have the best kind of individuality in the planet to go and succeed all the time. I mean, that's the whole point. And the whole point is making sure that you can go and deliver your content. I see how other people are trying to replicate, they're trying to replicate what I've done in terms of music production and life. I mean, never try to replicate me. I mean, try to replicate my patterns in terms of my habits. I never try to do exactly as I said in terms of my life. But guess what? You have to do exactly as I said. You have to do exactly as I said. I mean, you have to be original though. I mean, be original about what you're saying. I mean, you have to be totally original about life. But to be original is to be even better. I read the book Originals over there. Those people original have a greater life. I mean, if you write a book that's 50,000 words, I never want to fucking copycat your book. I don't want to fucking copycat your book and say this is what I done when I never fucking done that. I mean, I made fucking a Dinotopia, and if you fucking go around saying that you made a Dinotopia when you fucking never made a Dinotopia, then guess what? I mean, then you're just a copycat. I'm original. I'm a fucking original. I make fucking original content. I make fucking content from Danny Milivojevic. You understand? I'm very quick to notion to help myself succeed in different ways. And as I succeed in different ways, I'm inspirational, man. I'm looking for different aspects of life to deliver. But as I deliver different content, I make sure I have more than enough always to dwell upon. I dwell upon something different always. I'm learning about how I can actually do something great. But what's great about me is learning. I learn something always. I always learn something that's different for myself. But what is different for me is maybe never different for you. Well, you must understand that. You must understand that difference is the nice, beautiful way. And make sure that you understand that always difference in terms of life, where you can go and really, really dwell upon making sure that you're speaking in a better way. And you have a better function of life to go and do what you need to do to make sure that you're successful in life. And then you're focusing on helping yourself to succeed is the whole point, is what I'm saying. And if you understand how to talk, then you can walk the talk as well. And when you can walk the talk, you can upload your content quickly. Upload all of your content online, and that way you're more successful. And that's what you have to do. And as soon as you upload content online, you're very successful in terms of life, and then you're making sure that no matter what, that you have more enough of success to go around, and then just focus on delivering much more and more and more, and you're talking much more and more, and then you're focusing on helping yourself to deliver whatever you need to make sure you're successful is the whole point. But that's what you do in life. And just make sure that you can do that. And then guess what? You should make sure that you're uploading your nice beautiful video into the YouTube right away. Once you upload your video into Mega Drive, then upload your video into YouTube. So upload your content into YouTube once you have done that file into a nice beautiful Mega Drive, so you can go and do a better job for yourself to do something more. And then make sure that no matter what, that you're learning. You're learning the whole time about life, and you're learning how to grow, and learning how to make sense for yourself in different ways. And that's the whole point. And the whole point is making sure that you can go and dwell upon helping yourself to succeed is the whole point. And that's all you want to do. I'm always searching for a better life, guys. I'm always searching for something that helps me grow. But what helps me grow today is a better way of speaking. And when I can speak better and I can speak more to you every single day, then I can focus on making sure I'm planning my life ahead of I'm making sure I'm planning my life ahead of the game. And I'm learning the word I. I'm making sure you understand that no matter what, if you're doing something to help yourself to deliver content all the time in different ways, then you're making sure that you have more than enough success all the time to go and focus upon something that helps you. Whatever helps you today is the best kind of individual on the planet, and then make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're doing something that's helping you to understand life. That's all you have to do. So focus on making sure that you're labeling your nice and beautiful sets or whatever you're doing in terms of life in different programs of your life, and making sure that you have more than enough content always to deliver. Because when you're delivering content that's actually helpful for everybody, then making sure always that you're learning the true art of making sure that you have a nice and beautiful way of life where you're just learning. You're just learning something that's actually helping you move forward is the whole point. There's nothing else to do except making sure that you're learning that nice and beautiful way of life. But if you're doing that every single day, then you're making sure that you have more than enough success all the time to make sure that you're successful in different ways is what we're talking about. Just go and become much more successful like this. And then guess what? Then you have much more than what you're capable of. And then guess what? That's because you have more than enough, always. And that's the whole point. If you can just go and really, really dwell upon helping your life to succeed especially, then there's no limits. Then you have no limits about life. Because you're really willing to help yourself to grow that content in different ways, and you're making sure that you have that kind of beautiful vibe going. And the vibe of what? The vibe of helping yourself and other people to dwell upon something that's actually worth it. And what's worth it for you is much more helpful for you to understand that no matter what, that you're growing from that, and you're making sure that always you're learning very quickly upon how other people treat you and how other people want you around, and how you're just making a difference. If you're making a difference in life, then you make sure always you understand that straight away that people just want you around when you're making a difference. Understand? So every single day, focus on better communicational skills with yourself and other people, is what I'm saying. And then if you do that, then you understand straight away how you deserve it. You deserve a greater life. So all you do from that point is make sure that you are living your life to the fullest, and making sure every single day you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do every single day to be much more than you are, is what we're saying. If you can be much more than you are, then you have everything you ever want. And that's the whole point, yeah? The whole point is making sure that you are somebody who's actually lifting yourself and your words all the time to make sure that you have more enough success all the time to deliver content for now, and you're making sure that no matter what, that if you're lifting content right now, then you're learning very quickly upon how to actually do everything you need to succeed. I mean, just learn how to really focus on your dwelling of who you are. And if you're focusing on the nice and beautiful aspect of life right now to succeed differently, then you're making sure that you have more than enough always. And that's all you do. I mean, all you do is you make sure that you're planning your life differently and making sure always that you're the best kind of individual on the planet. And focus upon doing that for yourself and making sure all the time you're understanding how to actually go and love your life is what we're saying. So love your life differently all the time and make sure that no matter what, that everybody around you is much happier, because that's what we need to do as humanity, to make sure that no matter what, that we're learning how to govern ourselves, how to live life. And how to live life is how Jesus Christ lives life. And you have to understand always to just go and really dwell upon Jesus Christ's story, so you can understand straight away how to live your life is the best kind of individual who does that. And then we're focusing on making sure that we have to go and lift ourselves regardless of what's happening around the world, to make sure that we're having a good, I mean we're just making sure that we have a great difference about life. I mean, have a great difference about what you're doing, and that way you're learning quickly upon what you need to do. But if you understand straight away how to actually grow yourself and other people, and you're always understanding that no matter what, that you're delivering content in different ways, and I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm going and charging my content. I'm also making sure that no matter what, I go and wash the dishes as well, and making sure I'm better on that. I'm making sure every single day I'm dwelling upon making sure that I go to the toilet now. Also, I have to go pee as well. I'm just looking to just speak more words. I mean, the more words I speak, the better I am. I feel much better when I talk to you in words. Making sure anyway, I'm very safe about everything because I'm making events very soon. And I'm making sure that my life is very quick. And my life has to be very quick to be able to love my life very quickly. I'm learning that no matter what, I have no rush. I have no rush about anything except the word I. I'm making sure I'm rushing to speak more words. I'm rushing to speak more words only in the word I. I mean, in the word I can do everything, but everything without the word I has no life. And that way I'm understanding straight away that I'm saying that Jesus said, because Jesus Christ said, never cut the word I out. And that's what I'm saying, that anything that has no word I has no life. You understand? I mean, what is the word I? I mean, the word I is words of every kind. You understand? So make sure you understand the word I is God. I mean, without I, then you have nothing. I mean, without I love you, then you have nothing, man. I mean, you have to say I love you daily. I mean, make it your daily bread to say I love you. I mean, make it a daily blessing. I mean, make it a daily blessing in your life to say I love you to everybody. And as soon as you can say that to everybody, you can focus upon helping yourself to succeed in whatever you're doing daily. And you're just making sure that you're finding yourself more of an inspiration daily. Because you have to understand that what's amazing is you never need other people's validation about anything. You understand? But without life, then guess what? I mean, you have life. So make sure you understand that other people are never going to give you validation that you want. I mean, they're never going to give you the words that you want. I mean, they're never going to give you validation for your success. I mean, you understand? But guess what? Just move up and make sure that you're learning very quickly upon how to be successful is what you want to do. And make sure you understand that being successful is something that you deserve, and you deserve success all the time. So what you want to do always is focus on a greater life for yourself, and that way you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed, is what I'm saying. So if you learn how to succeed all day long, and you learn how to be with yourself all day long as an individual, then you make sure that no matter what, you wash the dishes right away, and make sure that you eat just enough in a way that you're never ever overeating, because anything that overeats too much gets much more sleepy. And I never want you sleepy, I want you to go and do a greater job for yourself. And just focus on making sure that no matter what, that you're processing all the information in a way that you understand, and no matter what, that for my DJing over here, I'm making sure that very soon I'm going to go DJ. And now, do I need a number? I promise you, yes. I promise you I want to go and DJ, let's say, on the 26th. I said already. I'm making sure, anyway, I already said that. So making sure that what I want to do is, I focus on making sure I have to go and schedule everything in terms of numbers. I mean, just like Tony Robbins says. Tony Robbins says you have to schedule everything in life. You have to schedule your life. I mean, you have to schedule the plans that you have. I mean, you have to schedule everything. I mean, you have to be very smart to a notion of what you want. But if you can do music production and you can live the life and you can go fucking around the world and life coach as well, and you can fucking sing and you can act and you can fucking be a comedian too, and you can fucking be successful and have all the money in the world and have all the kids in the world and have more Jesus Christ and fucking talk more. Why should then fucking have the lifestyle, for fuck's sake? I mean, in a sense, what I want to do now is I want to fucking throw out the rubbish bin too. I'm making sure that no matter what, that what I want to do with this actual... I actually understand. I'm better than A, better than E. I'm saying that this over here, in terms of this nice and beautiful chair over here, I want to push it out of the way somewhere, man. I want to place it somewhere else. But where can I place it? I mean, that's the thing, man. I want to place it somewhere else to have more space. So let's have a look. I'm saying that over here in my Biological Dad's room over here, I'm saying there's plenty of space around here to place it. But guess what? I mean, it's much more how I feel. And now, do I do it? Probably yes. Probably straight away. I understand straight away. I want to push it out of the room, man. I want to push that actual content. But guess what? Probably it's nice and beautiful over here. But guess what? It's much more how I feel. And how I feel, that no matter what, I can let it be there. I just let it be there. Probably it's much more how it is. But every single day, focus on making sure that what you want to do is never hard work. I mean, never do hard work. But focus on making sure that you go and do a greater job for yourself always. To throw out your own rubbish bins. And I had my biological dad come to me today and says, give me the rubbish bin. I said, no, I have the rubbish bin. I'll throw the rubbish bin, man. I mean, that's my rubbish bin, man. I mean, go throw your own rubbish bin over there. I mean, for fuck's sake, I want to make sure I have a responsibility to throw my own rubbish bin, man. In a sense, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, go and throw your own rubbish bins in the bin. I mean, every single day, focus on something that's helping you grow, that's what I'm saying. But if you're focusing on anything that's helping you grow, then make sure you understand this, that you can go and give your plastic bags to somebody else while getting the rubbish bag that's actually helping you. So is it better? Jesus Christ says it's much more worthy for you to go and just use these ones over here and just go and do a greater job anyway. So I'm not saying that Jesus Christ uses these ones too. And it's just, I mean, this is a plastic bag I gave 15 cents to have in my life over here. I guess what? I probably should let it be. I mean, it's much more how the other ones are around $2 and you have all these plastic bags in there. But I have a plastic bag here. And as I bring the plastic bag, I bring the actual rubbish bin with me first. I bring the whole rubbish bin with me, and the plastic bag, in terms of the rubbish bin with the plastic bag, is inside the bin. And I bring the whole bin with me first, and then I then withdraw the actual plastic bag with the rubbish, and I throw it into the rubbish. And then I actually get the rubbish bin in, and I bring it with me in the house. You understand? So I have the rubbish bin right there. I have a nice beautiful rubbish bin here. I have a nice and beautiful rubbish bin, and the rubbish bin has a rubbish bin bag inside. And I bring the rubbish bin and the rubbish bin bag, and then I put the rubbish bin on the floor, and I pull out the rubbish bin bag from the bin, and then I put the rubbish bin bag. I put the rubbish bin bag inside of the nice and beautiful bin outdoors, and the bin has a red color. And I just get the rubbish bin and I put it back in my house. Or my biological dad's house. And my house is my word I. But have a listen. And that's the bin, yeah? I open the bin over here. I get the plastic bag. And have a look. I get the plastic bag. And that's a plastic bag, yeah? I put it in the fucking bin. But this is... That's the fucking bin, yeah? That's the fucking bin. I close the bin. Close the fucking bin where they're fucking chucking the bins. I bring the fucking bin with me. When you hear it, I bring that fucking bin with me. And here we go. And what I do is focus upon helping myself to just close the gate. I close the gate. I have dogs around here as well. I understand it's very cold outside. But if it's cold outside, then just go and jog a bit. I mean, just warm up a bit. Warm up, yeah. I mean, you have to jog. We have to jog in the actual winter. We have to exercise in winter, man. I mean, when you're outdoors, we never go fucking freeze to death. We go and fucking run through winter. I mean, fucking run and run and run and run. I mean, why do you run through winter? Because you warm up. I mean, you warm up your body like that. I mean, warm up the body. I mean, when I was a soccer player before, I'm still a soccer player, but differently. I do some kind of different soccer now. But the thing is now, I'm always doing soccer when I want to. I can still be a soccer player. I'm still a soccer player. I'm still a football player. But guess what? I'm just doing different life. I'm just doing a different life now. Whereas my biological dad was forcing me from a young age to play soccer in the winter and stuff like that. And I was playing soccer in the winter, and fucking from March to September, we're fucking playing soccer with other people. And for every Saturday night or every Saturday, we go and fucking play football somewhere. And we're playing all these soccer teams that are local areas around town. And we're playing at night time, and we're playing in the rain, and we're fucking playing at snow as well. Guess what? We never did play in the snow, but we fucking play. I mean, if the fucking snow is raining or some shit, I promise you, then the opportunity is always there to play in the fucking snow too. I mean, in a sense, so what I do now is I'm always understanding that in the winter, from March to September, back then, I'm fucking running at nighttime fucking soccer training, and it's fucking freezing. And we fucking run and fucking cross the... I mean, we fucking run. And then guess what, bro? It's no longer fucking... it's no longer fucking cold anymore. You understand? Because you're fucking running so much. And that's the thing, yeah? So make sure you're developing yourself in a way that you're understanding how to really live your life. But every single day, focus on understanding what you need to do. What you need to do daily is love your life differently. Make sure that you understand, make sure that you understand that other people can never give you words. Because they have no words to fucking give you at all. You understand? Because why? I mean, they never care about you. They fucking never care about you. I understand? And the thing is, just focus on yourself. And that's it. I understand? And who cares about them? I mean, you never need their words. I never need their words in my life. And make sure that you understand that you never place anything next to a heater so close. Because that way you'll never burn anything, you understand? So make sure all the time you have no portable speaker in terms of... Have a portable speaker in life, but make sure you never place anything that's, let's say, next to a heater anyway. So you never fucking burn your technology. So focus on yourself and focus on delivering content for yourself in ways that's actually helping you to move up and to move forward. Then just go and enjoy your life. Enjoy life in different ways. And go and do what you want to do, and make sure that you're enjoying your life in the best kind of way. And make different scenarios happen, and make sure that you're just enjoying. So anyway, so what I want to be doing now is I want to make sure that, anyway, I'm just looking for a nice and beautiful way of love over here for myself. To make sure I have the superb way of life over here in different ways, to make sure I can see straight away what's happening with everything. I can make sure I can always read more and more, to make sure I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning the superannuation of life, and making sure that no matter what, I can go and just deliver content in different ways to love my life. And I want to be talking more, and I just want to enjoy my life. I want to just talk more, because that way I'm learning how to actually live life. And as I live life differently, I'm learning how to go and show guys and women and everybody my key traits of love and everything in terms of respect. And I'm making sure that no matter what, I have plenty of time to go and listen to my actual music track also. It's much more how I feel. I feel to lead myself in words daily in terms of what I can do in any kind of given moment. And make sure that I focus on trying to help myself understand I have all the love in the world with myself right now. And that's... I understand that. So what I do is I go and focus on helping my life to succeed, and that way I'm learning very quickly upon my life. But the nice and beautiful life expectancy of what I have every single day is I'm focusing on making sure I have more enough success all the time to deliver content in different ways. And as I deliver content in different ways, I'm focusing on making sure I can go and do whatever I want in a way that I'm learning very quickly upon helping myself never be a slave for anything, but making sure that I can grow myself in the best kind of way. So if I grow myself in the best kind of way, I'm looking to just help myself to grow, and that's it. I'm just helping myself to understand something about life always. And as I understand straight away anything about life, I'm making sure that I can go and deliver. But deliver what? Deliver nice and beautiful content that I have. And what content is that? I'm making sure I have that nice and beautiful feel about life. What kind of feel? The feel of making sure that I'm learning very quickly upon what it is. But if you want to go and grow yourself differently, then just focus upon understanding that you have to go and really, really encourage yourself to grow in the best kind of fashion possible. because that way you're learning very quickly upon what you want out of life, and what you want out of life is a more successful life. And if you're focusing upon that, then you're loving your life differently, and you're making sure that you have that nice and beautiful condolence with yourself to go and deliver whatever it is that is successful for you. So what's successful for you, I understand it has to be your life. I realize it has to be your love of your life in terms of what you are in terms of life, because that's how you actually have to understand your life differently. And as you understand your life differently, then you understand straight away what you need to do daily to succeed differently, and just focus on your life every single time in different ways. And as you go and focus upon something that's actually helping you move forward, then just go and really focus upon the actual attempt to go and really focus upon the nice and beautiful life you have, because that's where you need to go and grow. You have to grow yourself in different ways, yeah? So every single day, focus on making sure that no matter what, that you're learning quickly upon what it is about life that makes you successful. What makes you successful is a nice and beautiful life that's different. But if you're focusing on making sure that you're just focusing on making sure that you're understanding how to go and grow yourself differently, and you're making sure that you have that kind of aspect of life that's actually different. But have no shame when you're talking more words. I mean, make sure that you're somebody who understands that you need to grow yourself in the best kind of manner, and that kind of manner is making sure that you're enjoying yourself differently. But if you're enjoying yourself differently, then you're just you're enjoying yourself in the process of what's happening. And that's why I'm understanding straight away how you can feel, and you can feel a greater way for yourself all the time if you deserve your nice and beautiful way of life. So focus on making sure that you understand straight away how freaky you can be when you're understanding you're doing pleasure and also words together, and it's all the nice and beautiful pleasure of life. We're understanding that no matter what, it's much more how you're speaking words to make sure you can live longer. And as you speak more words to live longer, then you're focusing on a greater life for yourself, because that's the whole point, yeah? But if you understand straight away how to grow yourself differently, you're making sure that you have more than enough success every single day to love your life in different ways. But that's the whole point, yeah? And the whole point is making sure that you have that nice and beautiful content all the time to deliver. And as you deliver content in different ways, then making sure always that you're learning how to go and visit the nice and beautiful way of life. But that's the whole point, yeah? And the whole point is making sure that you have that nice and beautiful life in ways of growing yourself differently. But the whole point is, if you want to go and grow yourself, then grow yourself and have no shame about that. I mean, have no shame about living life to the fullest. But that's the whole point, yeah? And the whole point is making sure that you can go and really tap on in a nice and beautiful way. You understand straight away how to grow yourself in different ways, because you deserve that. I mean, you deserve that nice and beautiful way of life in different ways. So every single day, focus on something that you can do all the time in different ways to help your life to succeed, and have no shame, because that way you're always growing yourself. And I realize as you're growing yourself, you're making sure that you're looking for that nice and beautiful content. But the content of what? I mean, the content of making sure that you're loving yourself. I mean, you have to be loving yourself differently. But as you're loving yourself differently, you're just focusing on making sure that you have that nice and beautiful way of life differently, in a way that you're much more ahead of the game. And you have to be ahead of the game to focus upon something that's actually helping you move forward. But that's the whole point, yeah? And the whole point is making sure that you have more enough content every single day to focus upon something that's helping you move forward. And that way you're learning. I mean, what are you learning, really? I mean, you're learning how to actually persuade yourself to live longer. I mean, you have to live longer, yeah? So what do you do when you live longer? I mean, make sure you understand that you just talk more. I mean, talk more words. And that way, when you talk more words, just make sure that you're never afraid of anything, and you're making sure that you're enjoying yourself differently. And you're making sure that you have more enough internal life in you to speak more words anyway. And that's the whole point, yeah? I mean, the whole point is the eternal life of things. I mean, that's all it is. But if you're focusing on making sure that you're enjoying your life in ways that you're speaking more words, then speak over it. I mean, speak over the words. I mean, speak over everything. Understand? I mean, make sure you understand that straight away you're looking for a better way of compulsion for yourself to last longer, in a way that you're learning very quickly upon helping yourself to dwell upon something that's actually helping you move forward in a way that you're learning. And as you learn something in life, you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning what you can do to succeed, and that's how you succeed. Alright, what's important, guys, is making sure that you have that nice and beautiful way of life for yourself, in a way that you're enjoying yourself in different ways. But to enjoy yourself in different ways is to live life in the fullest of every single, just living the fullest of life in every single version, to make sure you have more enough of what you want. But what you want every single day is to love your life in terms of planning, in terms of words. But if you're planning in terms of words, then what do you want out of life? You have to ask people questions. You have to plan your life ahead of the game. You have to go and look in the nice beautiful future. I love it. But you have to look in the future, and you have to make sure that in your future that you're looking for a better intrusion, to understand that no matter what, it's more of a growth tactic where you're speaking and doing pleasure in terms of life. And what kind of pleasure? Pleasure in terms of whatever it is. It can be, let's say, sex with other people. It can be, let's say, guess what, it's more how I'm teaching you something, that you can be sex with other people, and also masturbation or drugs or whatever, but making sure that you're speaking more words. If you're speaking more words while you're doing pleasure, then you have longer life. But if you're just having sex with other people, or if you're just masturbating, or if you're just having drugs or doing drugs without actually talking more words, then there's no life for you. First, there's only life for you when you're talking, or else there's only life for you when you're talking more words. But Jesus Christ says delay gratification and talk more words. Try to never masturbate, and try to never have sex with other people, and try to never, let's say, do drugs and alcohol altogether, and make sure you understand that way. You're understanding that it's more about words from this point on. Because understand straight away how you can feel much greater as a human being, understanding that no matter what, just let it be. But what's amazing is, if you're turning on the heater, then turn on the nice beautiful heater only. But if you're turning on the air condition, then make sure it's either the air condition's on or the heater. What you want. Pick one. So no matter what, I'm focusing on making sure that I understand straight away how I feel. And how I feel is different. But I'm making sure that no matter what I feel, and no matter what, that I need to go and just grow myself in different ways. But I'm focusing on making sure that no matter what, you just go and grow yourself. But it's more how you have to understand how it feels. You have to understand straight away how you deserve that. You deserve all that. And if you deserve all that, then why does somebody else achieve it before you? Why did they achieve it before Jesus Christ? Guess what? Approach it's just like that, yeah. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that you never ever lose out. Never lose out on what you want. Make sure you understand that no matter what, it's more how they go for anybody. They go for anybody. So make sure you understand that what's important for you is to go and grow yourself in different ways, and you have to understand it's more how you have to understand that. You have to understand what you can do. You must understand how other guys and women out there, you must understand that other people may do it better than you. But guess what? Make sure you're doing it better. Make sure you're doing it better than them in some other kind of way. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that your competition is now physical realms. You have no competition in the physical realm. It's very easy to understand that if you want to outdo someone, and if you want to do better than them, then you have to have more than them, and you have to do that more than them. And that's it. So make sure you understand that what's important right now is making sure that's the only way to do it. And the only way to do it right now is to make sure that you're understanding straight away how you can outdo somebody. And you can just have more of that with other people in terms of words, and you can outdo them in the spiritual realms, and you can outdo them in other ways. And you must understand that. So you must understand that if they're outdoing you now in pleasure, then let them outdo you in pleasure, because they are outdoing Jesus Christ in pleasure too. Understand? So no matter what, it's much more how Jesus Christ shows you that pleasure is never the way, but the words are the way. The words are the way. Understand? They may look so fucking ugly, and they have a fucking woman that's so sexy, but they look so fucking ugly, I promise you. And do they look ugly? I promise you, they may look so ugly for you. They may look so fucking ugly, but everything's beautiful. But guess what? I promise you, it's much more. They may look so fucking ugly, and have the fucking woman of your dreams, man. I mean, that woman may look so ugly, but she has the man of her dreams. In terms of, she has your man of your dreams. But she may look so ugly to you. But that's the thing, yeah. Because those people go for anybody. So just go and understand that. And what you do is just realize every single time that you go and grow yourself in different ways, and just love yourself all the time. To succeed is the kind of aspect of life where you have to understand that it's never about pleasure, and pleasure has never been my game. Pleasure has been never my game of life. But what my game of life is, I understand, is the words I speak. I have more words to give you than the pleasure to give you, and that's why I'm more of a leader.